Welcome to our very first community writing sprint of No Not Rimo. Thank you, everybody, for joining us at 1 p.m. Eastern. Is the time that it is right now, as you know, which is not the time that was in the email. Thank you, everyone, for dealing with that snafu so well. I'm Annie. I'm the marketing manager here at Freewrite. I'm going to guide us through the writing sprints today. I know some of you already got to start on them. I hope that slip up gave you some time to get a drink, take a breather, and thank you for your graciousness with that scheduling mistake. We have a very special guest who is going to write with us today. Before we bring him on, I'm going to give people a few minutes to join here while I go over some reminders. While I do that, please drop in the chat where you're joining us from. I know we have folks from all over the world. Alrighty, so number one, if you're joining us for No Not Rimo, make sure that you're signed up for the leaderboard. There's still time to get signed up. One participant of the leaderboard will be chosen at random to win a prize at the end of the month. So you want to make sure that your name is on there. Number two, there is an exclusive Freewrite discount for participants of No Not Rimo, and it expires this Sunday. So make sure to shop before then if you're planning on it. You should have gotten the code via email when you registered for No Not Rimo. All right, now a quick overview of today. We're going to do a short interview with our special guest, and then we'll dive right into two 15-minute writing sprints with a 5-minute break in between. All right, so be ready to write. Now, the time that we've all been waiting for. You may recognize him as Hodor from the show Game of Thrones, but did you know he's also a DJ, author, and poet? Please join me in welcoming Kristian Nairn.
Hi guys. Hello. How are you? How you doing?
Thank you so much for being with us today, Kristian.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
First of all, where in the world are you joining us from?
I'm at home. I'm just outside Belfast in Northern Ireland. So yeah, I've had a bit of time at home recently, so it's been really nice, actually.
That's awesome, and love the accent. Have to say that.
I can't change it. It's mine.
Don't. We have people from all over here. Let's see. We have people from Texas, Georgia, San Francisco, Missouri. I'm also in Missouri. Hello.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I love Missouri.
That's not a thing we hear a lot.
I have a friend from Poplar Bluff.
Oh wow! Oh, that's awesome.
I know it's like
but Missouri, we're on the board. Oh, someone from Switzerland too, and Germany. Awesome.
Oh, nice.
So you guys are, it's evening for you, just like Kristian. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So we're here today to talk about Kristian's writing life. If you have other questions, you can drop them in the chat, but that's mainly our focus here today. So Kristian wrote this book, Beyond the Throne. That's what I want to talk about here today. I mean, I picked up the book because I wanted a behind-the-scenes look at Game of Thrones, a peek into the relationships between, you know, the Game of Thrones actors, like especially you and the actor who played Bran. But I mean, the book turned out to be so much more than that. Like, it's full of stories of you growing up queer in Northern Ireland, of, you know, the adventures of an international drag queen DJ. Did you know that's what the book was going to be before you started writing it? Or did the writing take you, just take you in a different direction?
I mean, like so many things in life, I definitely didn't know where it was going to end up. And I had no idea where I was going to take it. I always knew that it wasn't going to be like the tabloid style expose that some people would expect, because there wasn't anything like that. I had such a good time. I didn't have expose on anybody. It wasn't that type of thing. It was more about the growth and the journey rather than trying to find a bit of scandal in someone. Cause I swear it was not like that at all. I was very lucky. It was like a big family, a big, very dysfunctional family. But no, I didn't expect it to be. I really wanted to try and make it like a horse race, almost like two horses competing to win the race, like the story of my life and the story of Game of Thrones, and trying to bring it together in sort of cohesive way. That was the biggest challenge, actually, because there was stuff that just didn't work together in the flow of the book, which I had to learn about very fast. Um, because it was an unexpected process to me. Also, I mean, I wasn't expecting to write a book, um, because it's not one of the things, especially when it's an autobiography or a memoir. Um, you really don't wake up in the morning and go, "It's time for me to chronicle my life," you know. But I don't feel that at all. I don't feel like I've even begun. Even I'm 50 in a couple of weeks, and I think I maybe have begun. But
Happy birthday!
oh God, don't. I'm kidding. I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm not a big birthday celebrator, but I think I'm going to have to celebrate that one. Um,
That's a
I'd
big
be a
one.
Charles Dickens not to. I think it'd be a bit too screechy not to celebrate my 50th. You know.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's maybe it's a milestone, and who knows what's going to happen after that? Maybe another book or 10. Who knows?
That was my next question. Is there another book coming?
Well, it has segued somewhat into this poetry, and that came from absolutely nowhere. Honestly, it just really came from. I enjoyed the process of writing the book. I enjoyed getting my feelings down and organizing them in a way which I maybe never have before. And this is a progression of that. It's just nice to get it all out in a pleasant way, you know. And I think poetry allows you to do that. It allows you to bring beauty to things that you need to say, you know. So I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm going to publish or not. I've been putting them out on the social media, and it's been getting really nice responses. I don't know if we'll publish or not. Who knows? I have a lot. I've got like, I mean, I do the opposite of most authors. I believe I only put it onto pen and paper instead of the typing version. I do the pen and paper as the final version. So
Oh.
'cause I like to write, I do like calligraphy and stuff. So I'll always put the final version in like a big like leather bound book. Like I would show you, but I've propped my laptop on it. You know, it's hard to be on here today. Yeah, I have like all these big books to go on Etsy. Like, I love big old books. So when I get to the stage of after I've used the Freewrite, I or my computer, whichever I'm using at the time, when I'm finished, it'll go on to pen and paper.
That's amazing. Have you ever sold some of those calligraphied versions? Because
Yeah.
I want one. I want the stone circle. Your poem
Okay.
I want that in
Well,
calligraphy.
if you like the Irish stuff, I mean, a lot of my stuff has been. I mean, I would say the poetry subject would be the myths and legends that I'm living amongst here in Ireland, which I love and are very close to my heart. And also a slightly darker way. I mean, poetry is meant to be dark, I believe. I mean, and my view of poetry is like
Irish poetry, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'm not going to run out and win the lottery and go, what I'm going to do now? I'm going to write a poem. You know, that's going to be. But it's mostly been like commentary on how things have kind of changed over the last like 10 years in the world, and like how we don't really have connection anymore, or connection is different in a way, you know. And that's kind of what it's, and not in a bad way, because when I first started to write, I was writing about, I called it techno poetry at the start. I didn't really read any of it at the start, because I may share it someday. But it was all like I was commenting on AI, not using AI, commenting on it and how it was turning a human, and then how sad it was. Obviously, have you seen the film Her?
Yes.
You know, like who wasn't devastated by that movie? Um, Kind
Right.
of thinking in that way, and then it all sort of evolves. I never plan anything; it just happens. So, and then I've moved into Irish myths and legends, and sort of moved away from the techno sort of stuff.
Yeah, no, I totally see, especially like the stone circle, the poem I was referencing that you posted. I see a lot of like Yeats and Seamus Heaney and like Irish poetry influence there, you know, the connection to the natural world and stuff.
Yeah,
Um, are there any books or authors you'd say you're heavily influenced by?
Mary Oliver.
Mm,
I
yeah,
love Mary Oliver. I love everything she ever. But yeah, obviously Seamus Heaney, a lot of the Irish poets. Yeah, I'm not far away from the Seamus Heaney Centre here, actually. Um,
really?
yeah, so I would love to. I've never been. You know, the poetry is new to me. I didn't study it in school. You know, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm definitely going to go someday because anything I've read of him, I've really loved. You know,
Awesome.
so
Okay.
yeah, I'm not a well read, but yeah, I'm not a well read poetry person.
Wait,
Believe me,
was
I'm discovering now. In fact,
was the book the first thing you ever wrote? Like creative writing?
um, I won a post office competition when I was like 8 years old for writing a story about dinosaurs, which I completely stole from one of my mom's novels.
What? In the days before AI, kids had to read an actual book and steal
Yeah,
from
I might be the world's only prepubescent plagiarist. I mean, I think I won like for stamps or something. So, I mean, I didn't want to go plated like typewriter or anything.
I can't believe you just admitted that. I would have
I
taken that
know.
super
Obviously, yeah, the
seriously.
place's going to arrive like 42 years later. You also pick stamps. You know?
That's amazing. Okay, let's get into writing. Folks, if you have questions for Kristian, you can drop them in the chat. We can try to get some at the end. But we are going to do our writing sprint now. At the break, Kristian might share some with us. We'll see. Let's see how it goes. All right, a little intro. If you haven't been with us for a writing sprint before, I'm going to go through some ground rules or recommendations, if you will. They're not rules. But before we start writing, let's get rid of those distractions. Go into a room by yourself if you can. Turn your phone on silent or leave it in a different room. There's someone behind you, Kristian. Let's keep
My
other
guilt.
let's keep electronics on D&D or at more than an arm's length away. As you know, here we're all about free writing. For the newbies, that just means letting the words flow in the moment, leaving all editing for later. And we have 3 big rules that we go by. These are rules, not recommendations. Number 1, start writing when the timer starts. Don't stop until the timer stops. I will be telling you when that is. Number 2, don't pay any attention to spelling and grammar. Your 9th grade teacher is not here. Nobody is taking points off because you can't spell. And number 3, don't go back and read what you're writing. Let your thoughts flow through your fingers with no judgment whatsoever until I call time. All right. So the first sprint is going to be 15 minutes, and then I'll call you all back here. Most of you, I think, are working on No Not Rimo projects. If you're not, we do have a prompt. I know someone always asks for a prompt. So here it is, and I will drop it in the chat as well. Think of some of the song lyrics you have misheard over your life. Pick some misheard lyrics and use them as a title. Write something based on that title. All right. Everybody ready to go? We're going to play a little ambient music. If that's not your jam, feel free to mute or turn down your volume. I'll call us back at 15 minutes. All right. Ready, set, go. All right, everybody. That is 15 minutes. So come on back, finish up whatever sentence you're working on. We are going to take a 5-minute break. So go ahead and go to the bathroom, stand up, do whatever you need to do to get ready to sprint again. While we wait, go ahead and drop your word count for the first sprint into the chat, or tell us what project you're working on today, whatever you prefer. Kristian, are you able to share what you're working on today?
Yeah. Well, contrary to what you told me to work on, I just continued working on a poem I started last night.
That's amazing.
So, yeah. I've definitely never read a poem or that's been so not finished before. But
we would love to hear it.
oh dear. Okay.
You up for it?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not? Yeah, of course. Okay.
Round of applause for Kristian. All right. It's all yours.
Right. Working title, We Are In This Together. I remember when we looked at each other and we saw the same light. Neither screen nor flame needed to provide the warmth of being alive. Sorry. I'm paging down, I'm paging up. Now we draw borders around everything, voices, hearts, even laughter. We have learned to hate that we cannot name, to silence what we cannot bend. How have you forgotten that we are in this together? When did mercy start sounding weak and kindness begin to sound naive? I wouldn't wish you any less than peace. I only wanted us to walk this road without sharpening the stones for one another. Still, I believe in us, and the ones who hold the line of love quietly, who keep tending the small fires when the world turns cold. We are bruised, not broken, and every soul you meet is just another name for your own.
I love that last line. And the line about we draw borders around hearts and souls and even laughter. That's certainly what it feels like right now. For sure.
Yeah. It's something I don't really understand. You know, it's like we spend most of our lives trying to get out of boxes, and all of a sudden we seem to be jumping back into them again.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Either by ourselves or by other people.
Yeah, right.
That's
Talk about climbing out of boxes. You guys need to read Kristian's book. He really goes into how he found his voice as a queer kid in Northern Ireland during the Troubles. Yeah. So everybody, reading the book. Yeah. I think we have a lot of people chiming in. That was lovely. Love it. Aw. See? That wasn't so hard. Someone quoted, "When did mercy start sounding weak and kindness start sounding naive?" Great line. Okay, awesome. Let's get back at it. One more sprint, guys. We have time for today. Yeah, let's do it. I'll have another prompt. I think some people are using the prompts. Someone said that was so grand, which strikes me as just very Irish. Grand. You guys say it all the time.
I know, I can't help it. You know, it's almost like saying "so it is" at the end of a sentence. You know, I can't help that either. So it can't.
Somebody said it's really fun to listen to Kristian narrate the book in audio too. Did you narrate the audiobook?
Yeah.
What? That was just an unlock that I didn't know about, guys. That would be a great, like, fall asleep to Kristian narrating his life. I mean, that sounds amazing.
I'm sure many people have fallen asleep to me reading lines in the past, so you know, you might as well keep it up. You know.
No, it sounds lovely. All right. Okay, let's get back at it. Same deal. I'll set a timer, get some music going. Prompts for people who are using the prompts. You can continue with the first one if you want. Some people like a new one. The new one is pick a character from a classic book and pretend you are that character, and you're pitching your memoir to a literary agent. Write the pitch. All right. I will mute us again and get that music going. On your marks, get set, go. All right, everybody. That is 15 minutes. Go ahead and drop your word count in the chat if you'd like. Hope that was a productive one. I think we have a few minutes here for a couple more questions for Kristian before we log off. Kristian, a couple that came through. First, narrating your book, was that amazing? Was that nerve-wracking? Was it like or unlike acting, or DJing or any of the other performative arts?
Uh, that's a really good question. You know, um, I've done quite a lot of voiceover work and like for animations and movies, and this is very different, very different. And I always find it easier to work when you're doing a character. When you're doing a version of yourself, I always find it very difficult, because obviously I've got quite a strong Northern Irish accent. And if I spoke in my true voice, this is not my true voice. This is not my true
Yeah,
voice. If I spoke in my
I believe
true
it.
accent, you wouldn't hear a single word. Not a
I believe
single.
it.
Yeah. I mean, your husband comes from here, so what goes down over here when it comes to language.
I've
Um,
seen Dairy Girls.
yeah, yeah, but yeah, it was really emotional. It kept catching me at points. It kept catching me. I'd be reading it, and my voice would break. And we left it in there. We left the voice breaks and stuff in by my own decision. I didn't want to change that. It was really organic and it's real. I wasn't acting. It was wonderful. It was very purging. I actually find the whole process very purging, and it was lovely. I did it with a really nice guy, actually. Made me feel very comfortable because I was nervous. I'd never done that before, so yeah, it was a lovely experience.
That's awesome. On kind of that same vein, have your family and friends read the book, and how does it feel having them read it?
No, they haven't.
That's
My
probably
friends are
easier.
all awful. Hi, friends, if you're watching. Um, my mom knows the book because she's in it mostly. Um, and I think she would find it quite triggering. Although everything in the book she's aware of that I wrote about her and stuff. I would never be that disrespectful. I checked everything before I put it in. But I don't think she's that keen to read it, because she's going to have to do a whole reliving session, as
Yeah.
well. So you have to read everything. But no, they haven't. A lot of my friends and family haven't. And I'm actually quite glad. Um, Although quite a few names were changed.
Oh.
Although if they can't spot themselves, they're stupid. Come on. Come
That's
on.
amazing. All right, 2 more. I like both of these. Number 1 is, do you have any writing rituals or rituals around when or how you write?
Well, I'm not going to lie. I quite enjoyed this. I haven't tried just sitting really quietly with some nice ambient music on. I don't talk about this much. I really do have ADHD, and I have it quite severely. And since I've had COVID 4 times, it seems to have made it worse. And I have real focus issues. And it's got worse in my later life. So I don't know if I have a routine. It's really when I can, um, when the perfect storm of other things that are in my brain allow me to. You
Yeah.
know, but I normally have 5 things at once happening, and I have I'm watching TV while I'm writing. And I don't know how to do it. I mean, my brain tells me not to do that, but I just need to have. I need to be thinking about emails, and all of a sudden I'll go down a path and do a very focused path, and that's what happens. I wish I could control it, but I can't. It's just the way I work.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of the unifying factor here, right? That's what we're all struggling with, whether, we have ADHD or just a
Yeah,
smartphone that lives in our pocket.
it's a creative curse. I've always called it a creative curse my entire life. I just didn't have another word for it.
Yeah.
It's just, but we're all the same. I know that. I see myself in many other artists. I see myself in many writers and actors and musicians. I think we all have similar issues.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm glad that we were able to come together today and get our
Yeah,
words in.
I
Um,
really did enjoy that. I've never actually locked myself in a quiet room before. It's probably I did so well at my school exams, honestly. So I might try this more often. Actually, it's been really quite soothing.
Awesome. Let us know anytime you want to lock yourself in a room. We can arrange for it.
That
Okay?
sounds very strange. Yes, this is
Uh,
cult. This is cult. Is it the cult? What else?
That's a good question. I will not be answering. Thank you, Kristian, for being here today. I'm glad you had fun writing. Everybody else, I hope you had fun. If you had to dip out early, I'll be sending the recording. Keep an eye on your email because we'll be doing lots of live events throughout the month. And remember, if you need anything, you can reach us at hello@getfreewrite.com. Good luck with the rest of No Not Rimo. Bye, guys.
Yeah, guys.